the clinical assistant, we will build it. We will try to build an MVP, okay? Are you tired? Are you tired?
Oh, doctor, we are not tired.
Yeah, we're following.
All right, thank you. So I really want you guys to be on the same page with me. So I think these are more interesting parts of the class. So please, I really want you guys to learn this. All right, so remember we talked about this. So we will start with the prompt of what we want to build. So the first thing we said we want to build this particular MVP. So let's go. So we are calling the app Clinical Notes Checker. So I can copy this to make sure I come I come here. We can say I want us to build an MVP. Streamlit web app called now you can give it any other if you want it to be in JSON, you want it to be in R, depending on the language you want, but I'm kind of frequently used to Streamlit Python. So you will see me, I build a lot of apps with Streamlit Python, but somebody can use HTML. So again, depend on what you want, and I will show you guys all those things. Don't worry. We're also going to talk about V0. That one will be when we come to mobile application. We'll talk about V0, and then I will also show you guys when we come to agentic AI, how you can automate. So let's see, let's climb gradually, okay? So for me, I am very comfortable building with Streamlit Python because I know Python. So each time I get stuck, I could try to debug. So, but someone can come and say he wants HTML because he knows how to write in that language. So feel free to use the language you are comfortable with. So I want us to build an MVP Streamlit web app called Clinical Notes Quality Checker. So that's we have given it a role, a name. We have given the app a name that we want. So the first thing, which is the brainstorming part of it, which is step one, we are going to tell it to be a clinician or a user editor. But I think this role, this has already given it a role. So we'll just copy this prompt. So, but remember, in your own case, you would tweak those things. You would change some of those things depending on what you want to build. Okay, so but feel free to also try to you can replicate the same thing that I'm doing now at the end of this class on your own part and see if you are going to get the same result. So just feel free. So yeah, so next you can paste this. But again, if the texts are much, we can copy it to a Word document and then we can upload it. So again, I could show you guys when we get there. So we want this. So the role is you are a senior like we have said, and then the task that is going to do. So again, we come back. So we deal with this. So this is what the output we want it to look like. So we copy the output part of it again, and then we go back and we paste that, and then now this is okay, so okay, I think it's better we can copy this. We can just copy this one. So I'll maintain the same formats here. Okay, so let me paste this here. Then let's come back to this place. So this is done. Evaluation. Then repeat. And then let's go back again. So this is what we want for the result checklist and the uncertainty. Make sure we copy all those things here because that's how it's going to score the app. So we're going to come back to this. So let's first build this. So what I expected is going to give me the script, okay, to build this. So build an MVP, Streamlit, Python web app. So let's say we are okay with this. So now it's going to get to work, and I expect it to return with the Python scripts for us, and then we'll create a folder, and then we'll run it, and you'll get to see how the app will look like. All right. So now it's writing the script for us, as you can see, and it's building everything that we need. So the moment it's finished, so it has finished the script part of which is like the interface of it. So what I'm going to do, you can see download code here. So once the audit part has finished, the requirement has finished, the README file has finished, and good. So it's complete. So now let's take a look at what is done. So below are the file for the MVP clinical note checker. I created a small audit engine heuristic rule that evaluates a paste clinical note against your required dimension and produce the requested output format. The app avoids giving a clinical advice, does not infer unstated fact, and use neutral professional language. All right, then what I did and what next? I implemented a small Streamlit app plus an audit module with conservative heuristic to evaluate the requested dimension and to output the extra. So it tells us that we need to run the app locally with Streamlit, which is what we are going to implement next. Add unit tests for edges, cases, abbreviation, notes, and all that. Add persistent or export or integrate more advanced NLP extractors if you want higher sensitivity. Keep privacy and non-inference constraint in mind. So if you want, I can add a set of example notes: good, needs, improvement, high risk. Improve abbreviation handling by loading a configurable white/black list. Add automated test and CI configuration. Which will you like me to do next? So, like I said, start small. So we're going to start small, and then we can now start upgrading it. So let's first implement this, then we will come back and tell it what to do. Because for me, I would prefer the NLP. Maybe at some point, instead of NLP, I would even want it to use large language models for me. So I don't have to try to put all those rules. So it means it will use thinking models to handle everything for us. So right, so the next thing, we need to download this. So we download this. You need to download this as well. So we download this as well. We need the requirement file. So we also download the requirement file. We need the README file. So we download the README file. So we have everything downloaded. So we will come to our computer now. So we will create a folder on your desktop. You can create a folder called clinical notes checker. So once you create that, now we will go to our downloads where we kept all these files. So we are going to copy them, and then we will take them now to the folder that we create, and then we will paste them here. So of course, I will remove this. So we now have our folder with our codes. So the next phase of what we're going to do is you open your CMD shell, and then we will run Streamlit. Now we need to run it locally to see if it's running, if the app runs fine. Streamlit, to run that, you need to type Streamlit run, and then the name of the app is Streamlit app. So you can copy the name here. You copy this one here, and then paste it, then .py, and then you run. So if the app runs successfully, the next thing will now, good. So you can see it actually runs successfully. So it means our app is fine, and all that. So the next phase is to, we're going to do now is to try to see if it works fine. So we will ask it to give us a high note. We will test it. We'll ask it to give us a borderline. We'll test it. We'll ask it to give us a high risk. We'll test it, and then we'll see what happens. So let's go back to, okay, I think we're still here. So let's go back here. So let's tell it that we need it to add example of notes here. So we pick this first part. So we'll paste it here, and then we'll run it and see what happens. So, but this is more like what we are creating or something. So in the real life, of course, it's going to differ. Okay, it's not going to be the same thing, and all that. So this is example of a good note and all that. Now let's look at the quality checker. One of the things for me I could see and I would like is, instead of me to copy and paste, next thing I needed, I would tell it in the next iteration to put another a place where we can upload it, instead of us having to come back and be pasted all the time, because that could waste time. Okay, so some of these kind of things, you'll be taking note of it, but it's fine. It's totally fine. So let's implement the first one. The name of this person is name is Joe and all that. You don't even need to highlight. You can just come here. You can say copy. So we've copied this. So we go to the app. Now we're going to paste this. And now we're going to run the audit. Good. So now it has run and it has given us an output. So it said overall rating, it needs improvement. Patient identifier is present. The chief compliance is clear. Assessment is adequate. Plan documented. Then the key risks that it identified: use of unclear abbreviation such as MD, NKDA, URI. So recommended fix: avoid unexplained abbreviation and non-specific terms. Spell out critical terms and include dates, time where relevant. Uncertainty statement: this assessment is an audit of the notes text only. Use heuristic checks. It does not provide clinical notes and all that, which was part of what we told it to do. So this is the detail of the finding. So the name identifier, of course, it identified even with the date of birth, everything was complete. The chief compliance said she was having, or the person was having shortness of breath for 3 days. History markers found. History of present illness, past medical, allergy, and all that was also highlighted. Assessment detail: likely acute exhilaration of chronic lower respiratory symptom. That's what the doctor wrote in the note. And then we also find use of unclear abbreviation, which was the only risk we found. However, this is a good note that we found. So what we are going to do next is to look at the example of the one that needs improvement. So this one is an example here. So again, we can copy this and then we come back to this place here, and you can rerun, of course. So you do away with this. So we can copy and then we paste and see what happened. So now let's run. So it tells us that this person needs improvement, even though the identifiers are present. The chief of compliance is unclear. Assessment is adequate. So it said there is a use of unclear abbreviation, use of placeholder indicating unresolved information, e.g., TBD, to be confirmed, then recommended fix, clarity, the chief compliant, replace generic terms, follow up with specific reasons or problem, avoid unexplained abbreviation and non-specific terms, spell out critical terms and include date and time. And then you talk about the uncertainty requirement. Okay, so let's look at the last one, which is for someone that is very high risk. So let's again, we can just copy, no need of highlighting. So again, you can rerun this, and now we paste, and then let's run and see. So of course, it detects that it is high risk, you can see. And then patient identifier is missing, chief compliant unclear, partially documented, missing patient identifier, inhibit safe patient match and audit trail, use of unclear abbreviation, use of place holders. Of course, you could see a lot of things were highlighted in this. We don't know the identifier. We don't also see the chief compliance detail and also history. So you see that use of unclear abbreviation, A, B, C, so, and all that, use of placeholder, presence of non-specific terms and punctuation that reduce clarity. So we could say that to a large extent, the note is actually trying, is doing what we want, but then we need to make some further modifications. So what we are going to do, we're going to tell it to improve abbreviation. So I actually noticed that one of the things I really want the LLM to do for me next is to tell it to I want to update the app to have a option to upload a text either as doc file or text or maybe PDF. Okay, and then so it means in the next iteration it will create that. Then we also want it to yeah, I may want it to do this once for me. So to introduce the NLP extractors. So add the unit, add the NLP extractor, and then improved abbreviation handling by loading. Yeah, so that also makes sense. So I will I will add this as well. Then maybe in the next iteration could tell it what next to do. So we'll add this as well. So now I expect in the next iteration it will upgrade the script. So now if you notice, we have asked it to update. So it will update the script for us. But now we need to open this script here, this Python script. If you can't be able to open it if you don't have Atom. So the Atom can help you to open it. So either you use the Visual Code, VS Code Studio, sorry, to open this script. Now you see you can be able to see it now with Atom, because you have an app that could help you with that. So you can see the scripts very well. So when we have the next script, we could copy and just paste it directly here, and then we'll use it. All right, so let's see what happened now. So it said, I have updated the app to support loading text, PDF notes, add a persistent local SQLite and export JSON, CV, and all. So it's even it added some other improvements for us. So we could see, so it has updated the Streamlit. It also updated the audit, and then the file loader, which is new, and then the DB, that's for database, okay? And this is when, if you kind of know SQL, but it's fine. You don't need to know SQL to do this. So, but it updated most of them. So let's start with the app. So you can see it updated this. So we will copy this code. Now let's get to our Streamlit, so we can remove this. Now we will paste the new one. So now you can see the new one is a bit longer, because now we asked it to do so many other things for us. So you could see it added a lot of things. So now let's go back to the audit. The audit was also updated. So we will open it also in the Atom. Of course, you can see this one was updated. So now let's see the updates that we have. This is the audit that was updated. So this was the one that was dated. So we copy this new one, and then we come back here, prepare this, and then we can run this. So you can see it has updated the audit file for us. Now we can also see that it gave us new one. The file loader was new. So we will just download this one, because we don't have it before now. DB was new. We would download it as well. And configuration JSON. So this is also new. So we download it as well. But the requirement .text file, requirement.text file is not new. So we can copy. Of course, when we come to the clinical here is the requirement.text file. You can open it. Of course, you can use Notepad to open the text file. So that's quite straightforward. Of course, you can also use the it's taking time. Okay, fine, it has opened. So let's copy and paste. So this has also been handled. We can also close this. The next thing is to now so the README also has been updated. So we will copy that. That's the README file. And once you come here, this is the README. You can also open it with Notepad. It will be able to open. Yes, it did open. So you can, of course, paste it again, and then you can highlight. Now, this README is very important, because when we are uploading on GitHub, we would do that, because if we want this app to go live, we'll have to upload it in the cloud part of it and all that. But don't worry, don't be scared. It's still very okay. So we did not have this test audit part. So we would yes, so we would need, this is new, but however, this is in a folder called tests. So you need to go back here and create a folder. We'll create a folder called test. So you can see this is in a folder. So this test audit means it is in a folder called test. and then the name is audit. So we have created a folder called text. So we are going to put the file here in this folder. But we already, of course, have the file. So we're just going to download it here. So that has been done. So now we will go to our download. We'll now see the new files that we have. So DB and all that, these are new files. So we will, I don't think they are in any new parts. So we will keep them here. Of course, okay, so this is in configuration, JSON, and follow that. Okay, so these abbreviations are in a folder called configuration. So we will create a subfolder called configuration. So okay, sorry. So so it is in config, then abbreviation JSON. So we will create a folder called config here. So I'm going to cut this here, and then I'm going to put it in, I'm going to rename this new folder config, and then the name of this is actually abbreviation. So do well to delete this one so that you will have just abbreviation like this. So now cut this one, take it here, and then paste it in this folder here. So it means that it's in that. Now we need to put the test in the test folder. So this one here goes to the test folder. So we'll come back, go to the test folder, and then you can paste it. So the name of the file, of course, it is test audit. So do well to release this to be test, and then call this audit. I think somebody's trying to do. Wait. All right. So these have so we have created all the files that we need. So DB version. So let me see. I think DB should be only DB itself. So we can make sure all the names are in. They are there. So make sure you remove the version 2. It's actually indicating that this was the second version that we entered. So again, you check to make sure all the names are correct. So db.files, this is requirement is there, abbreviation, db is there, these ones are there, these ones are there, the file loader, and all that streaming up. So make sure all of them are fine. Good. So all of them are fine. So now we'll go back to the app itself that we're running. So this is the app itself. You'll see we have to rerun to see if these changes reflect. So good. So now we have rerun, and now these changes have reflect. So now you have an option to either paste, to upload, or to load example. So if you have examples here, you can just quickly just select them and load them. Okay, so if we have the file, we can just drag them and do that. So let's see what happened. So now we'll come back to the examples that we have earlier on. So this is the example of good and bad. So we will put them in a folder called examples. So we'll create a folder, a subfolder here, and we'll call it examples. We're almost rounding up, so that people check. All right, so we'll create this, we'll call it examples. So now this is a folder called examples. So we will now download all the notes that we have. So for the good one here, we will download it. Improvement notes, we will download it. And high risk notes, we will also download them. So all of them now we have downloaded them. So we will take them into the folder. So let's get to download here. Now let's pick all these ones here. You can cut them and then let's take them to the folder we create, which is examples. So you can paste them here. So of course, remove the version 2. Can remove this, so you just have example of good, bad, and good. So again, rename this. I don't think we need the examples because we already put it in a folder. So just high risk, good and bad example should be fine. Good. So we have them all in place. So now that we have updated our app, if you are loading the example, you can select, of course. So you see the folder have shown because we have created the folder. So now this is an example of GoodNotes. So you see the moment you paste that from the load example, you will see it will come up and then you can run the audit. So now it has given you the export. So if you want to export them, so again, if you like, you can see the detail. So you can see the details of the, if you choose the option to show you the detail of the finding. So this is in JSON file format. So you can see it gives you all the things you need. So you can download it as JSON, you can download it as CSV, you can also save it in the local database. So let's say we don't want it to show the details, we just want it to just run through them. So it doesn't have to show us all the details. So now you can just download each format you want. So let's say if you wanted it in CSV, now it's downloading CSV and it could show you what it has. So now you could see this, you could see what it gives to us. The person needs improvement, clear, adequate, documented, and all that. Now, if you do the bad high risk example like we done before now, of course, it will still be the same thing. You see, it's still the same stuff that it gives us. So it recommended fixes. So by the time you have something like this